5 reasons why people are not able to read books. Reading is an art that comes with greatness. It's far better to set realistic goals of saying, this year I want to read 5 books, knowing that you're not someone who is used to reading, than setting unrealistic goals and saying, this year I want to read 100 books. To be someone that is, or to have a very good reading habit, you must have a plan. You should start with a book that you can keep the flow going. There is a vast difference between purchasing a book with your own resources and getting the book from a friend's library. When you purchase the book with your own resources, it's a different feeling. It gives you that sense of responsibility that you know that you have to get value for the money that you spend on that resource. Hi there, it's Caleb over here, and welcome to the Spoudazo Book Review Podcast. In today's session, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 reasons why people are not able to read books, or reasons why you are not able to read books, because the people includes you, or reasons why people find it difficult to read books. So I believe reading is an art that comes with greatness. Anybody that has the desire to be great one way or the other, I believe one of the great skills you have to develop is the art of reading, or the art of becoming a readaholic. I like to put it that way, or becoming a lover of books. The reason is, irrespective of whatever field you find yourself in, it is those that have knowledge, or it is the knowledgeable that will rule over the ignorant. So whatever sphere of influence at all you find yourself in, I think these points will really be of help to you one way or the other. So why is it that people are not able to read books? Or why is it that you are not able to read books? One, people set very unrealistic goals in their reading life. Why this point? Because you come to find people making up their minds that they want to read these number of books maybe in a year. But now there is someone who's not used to reading. And then all of a sudden you want to become someone that loves to read. But sometimes the goals they set are not really realistic. Let's give a clear example. Someone that is not used to reading. And let's say the previous year, the person never read any book outside this or field, maybe never read anything. When I say outside this or field, let's say if it's a student, aside the slides and aside maybe the test, the person never read anything. The person makes up his or her mind that this year I want to read these books. Now, all of a sudden, you have someone who has not read any books setting a goal that, let's say in 2025, I want to read 50 books. Trust me, it's not realistic. You will not be able to hit that target because you are not used to reading. And all of a sudden now you want to read and you are setting that number of goals. I think one of the reasons why a lot of people are not able to read books is because they don't set, realistic goals. It's far better to set realistic goals of saying, this year I want to read 5 books, knowing that you are not someone who is used to reading, than setting unrealistic goals and saying, this year I want to read 100 books. When you know that clearly you are someone that is not used to reading, now you want to jump from 0 to 100. No, it's not going to work. So one of the reasons that people are not really able to read books is because they do not set realistic goals. 2, one of the reasons why a lot of people are also not able to read is because I think people don't have a plan with respect to the books they want to read. You see, to be someone that is, or to have a very good reading habit, you must have a plan. You must have a plan. Let's say this month, you want to read 5 books this month. Or this month, you want to read 1 book in your spiritual life, 1 book in your financial life, 1 book in your marital life, that's if you are married, or in your relationship aspect, that's if you have a relationship, or if you are single, 1 book in whatever area at all. It is far better to have a plan than to just leave everything to chance. No, whatever thing you leave to chance does not have a chance, and that includes your reading lifestyle. So one reason a lot of people do not have good reading habit is because they don't plan. They don't have a set plan that this month, even to have a plan with respect to the book you are reading. For example, there's a book I just finished reading by Brian Tracy titled Leadership. Now, when I started that book, I went through the chapters, and when I saw the chapters, I looked at the pages every chapter had. I said, okay, this is a book that I think I can do a chapter a day. Now, if I'm doing a chapter a day, how many days is it going to take me? So I was doing 1 chapter a day based on that book because, I also have other things to read, books, textbooks, and slides and all of that. So I was able to do 1 chapter a day with respect to that book that I was taking. And I was able to hit that target. So I think many people don't have realistic goals. And you can do that by taking the book. And you see, look at your lifestyle, look at your routine or your schedule. looking at your schedule, you know that it will be very difficult to give yourself a 2 hour schedule of reading. So it's better to do 10 pages every day with whatever book at all you are doing. Because you see, when you are consistent, it helps the flow and it helps you then develop the habit. So I think another reason why a lot of people are not able to read is because they don't have a plan. They have no plan. They just leave everything to chance. Okay, let's try and see. I mean, if you find one book or the other, we'll be able to do it. Okay. Number three, the third reason why people are not able to read books or read books is because they don't have any accountability partner. They have no accountability partners to keep them to the task of reading. They have no one to be on them. Okay, you said you are going to read these books this year. Have you been able to cover the number of books you say you are going to read in January? So they have no plan, like they have no accountability partner. And I believe one of the great things that can really help you with respect to your reading lifestyle is having accountability partners. It's having someone that can hold you responsible. That you said you are going to read this book this year, this month, this day, this hour, this second, this minute, whatever time at all. And that person holds you responsible. It keeps you disciplined because you know that, oh, I have to give accounts. I have to make account that I've read this book, I've done this, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that. So I think it's great to have an accountability partner. It's great to have somebody that can hold you responsible to the task of reading. Fourth reason why a lot of people are not able to read books. Fourth reason is because of the type of book they take. Let me explain. One of the things I've realized in my journey of reading and all of that is that I've realized that a lot of people, when they want to start this journey of becoming a readaholic and becoming someone that loves reading, now when the person is starting, the person will go and take a book like From Third World to First World by Lee Kuan Yew. If you know that book, it's a very big book by Lee Kuan Yew. And that book is filled with mind-boggling and mind-busting vocabularies. I mean, if you are reading that book, you really need to get some painkillers by your side because the English alone is going to bust your mind. Every sentence, every paragraph is filled with, because it's a political book, it's a book that gives a detailed history of how Singapore rose from being a third world nation to being a first world nation in the 20-year period. So it's a very detailed book and it's very much filled with deep vocabularies. Now, if someone is starting his or her reading journey, why would you want to go and pick a book like that? And there are some authors that are noted for using or there are some authors that are noted for being verbose in their literature. Now, if you want to read a book, you want to start reading, or you want to become someone that is very much well versed in reading, I think that you should start with a book that you can keep the flow going. You should be with a book that it's easy to go, it's easy to understand, it's that you can do. So don't go and take a very huge book that you know that you need to. I recall when I was in the class 6, I had a very big book. And one day when I sent it, it was a book that had to do with the history of, I think, the history of the royal family in Britain, and it was talking about their lifestyle and some of their properties and all of that. Very big, but I think a friend gave to me. So I sent it to class one day, and then my English teacher then, I remember my English teacher then got hold of the book and he said he was going to bring it to me. That time we used to do our day. I don't know if you remember our day. And then he got hold of the book and he said that he wants to read it, but the next day he will return it to me. And when he brought it that day, he said that he read the book throughout the night. And I couldn't really relate with that statement he made that he read the book throughout. I felt like, okay, it's possible because this is somebody that likes it. But now I really understand that it's very possible. Now, then if I was trying to compare myself with him, I would be making a very big mistake because there was somebody that was he was well advanced in years and he had been reading over and over and over a number of years. So that's why I say that. That's why a lot of people are not able to read it because of the type of book they start with. You want to study on, let's say, fasting. Now, there are very, very nice, simple books to start with in terms of fasting that you can get well fed in that area. But maybe somebody will go and take a big book that has, that's like a PhD thesis on the subject, I think you should start with something that is easy going and easy to flow with. So the fifth reason why I think a lot of people are not able to read books, it's quite funny, but I want you to really get this key point. I think it's because a lot of people don't buy the books. They don't purchase the books themselves. They either borrow the books or they get a book from a friend or it's a free PDF online. It's a PDF somewhere. You see, I've been saying this over a period of time. Even when I started the podcast in some of the previous episodes, you see it over there. And I used to say that there is a vast difference between purchasing a book with your own resources and getting the book from a friend's library. You know, when you purchase the book with your own resources, it's a different feeling. It gives you that sense of responsibility that you know that you have to get value for the money that you spend on that resource. And that's why I think a lot of people don't really read the books that they make up their mind they want to. Because when you purchase a book, like recently there was a book I purchased online. I mean, it cost me one or two. Now, because of that, I value that book very much because I know that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that if you don't purchase a book, you don't value that knowledge. That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying that it's a plus. It's something that really motivates you if you're able to take time, spend money, spend your own resources to invest in knowledge. I think that it keeps you on your toes to really um, make use of that knowledge that you've got. So it's just something short I just wanted to share with you. I think 5 reasons why people are not able to read, so are not able to finish whatever book they set their minds on reading. Thank you very much. And I want to encourage you to please do like, share, and subscribe. All right. Share with your friends, encourage them to like and to share and also to subscribe to their channel. Thank you very much. And then do enjoy yourself. Bye.